Well, you know, Rod, there's all this talk going on all the time about gold and silver and other precious metals. And there are people who tell us to call them up right away or contact their company right away. It's often an out-of-state company, and we'll get the best price for gold, the best price for silver, and boy, they'll take good care of us. And here's the thing. I really don't know a thing about gold or silver, and I have had a number of inquiries at GephardtApproved.com, people calling me up because they want to know if I know a trustworthy company, because they're just as confused about precious metals buying and selling as I am. So here's what I've done. There is a company that I have Gephardt Approved. That means I have investigated this company. I've investigated this company's background. I investigate the way they do business, the way they treat their customers, and on and on. And the name of the company is Sierra West Jewelers. I trust this company. They are Gephardt Approved, and I'm proud that they are. Now, the president and founder of Sierra West Jewelers is a man by the name of Tim Branscombe. And Tim, I want to welcome you to the show today.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure.
Now, what can you tell me about gold? And here's what I mean. If I hold 4 quarters in my hand and I hand them to you, you'll be happy to hand me a dollar bill. We know what money is worth, but would you charge me, I don't know, 10 or 15 cents? So I would have to hand you, 4 quarters, a dime, and a nickel in order for you to give me a dollar. And the answer is, of course not. But apparently there are costs involved in buying and selling gold and on and on. And I just want to get to the bottom of this because I don't know a thing about it. What can you tell me about this, just from an objective standpoint?
Well, the first thing you must understand is that gold prices change every day, as everyone's hearing. And so when you bring in the average ring, and gold is $1,780 an ounce like it is right now, today, this afternoon, you have to realize that it has to be weighed as it is with no stones in it to get the exact value by weight. And then what you do and look at it in terms of grams. There's 30 grams to an ounce, and let's say that you had 5 grams.
Okay.
So 5 grams, let's even make it easier. Let's say you had 10 grams. That's a third of an ounce.
Okay.
So if you take a third of an ounce, then you would take a third of the $1,780. And then you have to divide that in half because most rings are 58% pure, which equals 14 karat gold. So it's that simple a process.
That does not sound simple at all to me. First of all, the ring that I might have on my finger right now, that's not pure gold, because if it was, it would crumble, wouldn't it?
Well, if it were pure gold, it would wear out quickly. They do make a lot of things around the world in pure gold, but most things are going to be in 75% or 58% pure, which is 18 karat or 14 karat. So pure gold is 24 parts, which is called 24 karat gold.
Okay.
Even when you have a gold coin, most of the time, unless it is one of the maple leafs from Canada or the Australian coin, it's going to be pure gold. Even the U.S. Liberties that people buy to invest in, they are generally not pure gold. They're 90% pure generally.
How do you test this?
Well, we have a testing device in the all of our different stores, and we actually do an acid test that tells us with a computer what content of gold that it is. But then we go a step further and say, look, if you want us to buy this at the price we've agreed, we have to melt it in front of you to make sure it's not plated like half gold and half something else, because you could have a sheet of gold covering a coin or a ring, and yet the center of it's something else.
And you will give me today, what is it, $1,780
per ounce.
But only 25% of that if it's 24 karat.
Well, if it's 24 karat and it weighs exactly 1 ounce,
right,
a 1 ounce coin, and it's not an American coin, it's Canadian or Australian, then you're going to get in value the $1,780 minus whatever that person charges for his profit. The average profit that people just don't realize from these different things that you can mail to, and from even people that you can go to, they're going to charge you 50 to 89% is the average profit they're going to take from your money.
All right. Say I don't understand everything or absorb everything that you're telling me today. How can I know who to go to? Other than you, how will I know these things?
When you sit down with us, and there's a couple of other places I can give you reference to that do the same thing, first thing we do is weigh it in front of you. The second thing we do is put it on a computer monitor. We put the numbers in of what your item weighed. Then we show you that we're figuring it at the gold of the day, which right this minute is $1,780 per ounce.
Okay.
And then we divide it by what portion of pure gold it really is.
Now, what am I going to look out for? I could get fast-talked
if
I didn't go to you, let's say.
Promise the best price, and it's the best price for them, but not for the customer. Especially, I have not yet found any of the mail-ins that are offering more than 10 to 20% of what you should be getting.
This is what I want. This is the whole point. Not to get ripped off when you're trying to sell your jewelry, your gold jewelry.
You should never go anywhere that they cannot have the ability to pay you immediately, to put it on the computer and show you by weight and weighing it in front of you with a state-approved weight scale, and seeing why you're only getting 50% because your ring is only 14 karat.
Right.
And then they can tell you, just like we tell the customer, we're going to charge you 20% for our trouble. In some cases, we have to charge a little more. But what most people are doing is charging the customer 90% of the profit.
Oh, my.
And then the customer gets 10% of what they really have in value.
Thank you for a little lesson today. Even if I didn't understand it, I know where to go. And I think one of the places is a place that I trust. That's Sierra West Jewelers. They are Gephardt Approved. Go to GephardtApproved.com and find the jewelry section and look up Sierra West. You'll know what my investigation found out about Sierra West Jewelers and why they're Gephardt Approved. Tim Branscombe, thanks for educating us this afternoon.
My pleasure.
What do you think of that, Rod? Are you going to go out and sell and buy gold now?